Hey y'all, welcome to today's episode on the Playmaker podcast. Today we're going to talk about something that I think we can all relate to because it's what we all had to do during 2020, and that is pivoting. So as we've gotten into this first month of 2021, maybe you set some resolutions and some different goals that you want to achieve this year. Maybe you're already starting to fall off the wagon a little bit with what you had set your standard to be. Maybe you didn't set any goals at all because you were like, I don't even know where to begin. I'm just trying to survive. Regardless, in order for us to get from point A to point B, we have to pivot. And I think that is something that we all definitely learned this past year. And we've also learned as we started 2021 that just because the new year came didn't mean all of our problems went away. And it was a new year, new us, new world, new government, no COVID. Like, that didn't happen. Like, 2021 didn't take away our issues. And so we have to learn, continuing in this year, getting 1% better every day, how to be playmakers for ourselves, for our families, for our friends, for our nation, and how to pivot in these weird times. So the first thing I want to do is I want to break down, like, what does pivot even mean? Because you heard it on Friends with, like, Ross and Chandler, like Callie does that impression all the time. We hear it in sports. We hear it in everyday life with business, school, whatever. Pivot. So to pivot is just to turn or spin around at a center point. So it's basically to change directions. So in basketball, when a player has the ball and they've either picked up their dribble or before they dribble, they have to be able to dribble in order to move forward, right? Well, if they're just stuck and they're staying in a spot, they have the ball, they can pivot. They can plant one foot and pivot around it and just turn around that one foot, that one toe, and change direction. Now, in the game of basketball, you pivot in order to change direction from, like, you stop at one spot and you pivot to the other to make a pass or a shot, or you're pivoting to protect the ball from a defender. And I think that is huge because there's three things I'm going to break down with pivoting. And the first one is pivoting is pivotal. And so that just means it's of crucial importance. Like, it's in relation to the development of success of something else. And so if we want to design our lives to look like the lives that we want to live with our families and whatever that might look like to you, you have to protect your ball. Now, what does that mean? Well, think about what is it that's so important to you. Like, if you are going to design the life you love, design the life that you want to live, what do you need to protect? Does that need to be time with your family, or contending for your health? Or is it your business, or your faith, or a relationship? Like, what is your ball? What do you need to protect? Because you need to make that a priority in your schedule. Okay, schedule your priorities. Don't prioritize your schedule. And then when you can figure out what your ball is and start protecting it, and then you can pivot to be able to, you're still going forward, but you have to pivot to be able to make sure that your ball stays a priority, that your family is a priority. So what does that mean? You're going to pivot and change work hours. Your morning routine is going to change a little bit because you can be a better version of you if you have that time. Whatever that might look like for you, protect your ball so that you can design the life that you love and give your best self to the people that you love, okay? So pivoting is pivotal. The second thing is pivoting is productive. Now, this is huge because when I have a goal, I know I'm at point A and I want to be at point B. The quickest way to get there is a straight line there, right? But we all know that's not how life happens. That's not how things work. And there's typically some roadblocks. So here's the thing, guys. We have to stop having staring contests with our roadblocks. Pivot. Okay? So take time and reflect. What's working in your business, in your relationships, in your health, in whatever you have going on? What's working and what's not working? Like, what is not making you a better version of you? What is not moving the needle forward? and refine your path based on that. Now, that might take some time and it might make the process a little bit slower, but only in the short term, because realistically, in order for me to get to one spot to another, you're going to have to refine that path to be able to figure out what is working, what's not working, and keep doing the things that are serving you well. But let's replace and replenish the things that are not serving you well so that we can figure out what is serving you well to get you there, right? Because we know that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different response. We have to learn to pivot. Pivoting is productive. And the third thing about pivoting today is knowing that pivoting is not perfect. Just because we're refining our path does not mean that we're guaranteed success. And so this has to be a daily assessment of what is working and what's not working. And then over time, taking those baby steps, maybe it's 2 steps forward and 1 step backward. It doesn't matter because it doesn't have to be perfect. Our goal is not to be perfect. As playmakers, our goal is to be better. And with little tweaks and pivoting in your life, you can get 1% better every single day. So remember, guys, the goal is not to be perfect. It's to be better. So go out there, be playmakers for yourselves and for your loved ones, and get 1% better today.